Kelsey Mitchell injury news. Indiana Fever HC Christie sides offers vague update ahead of Connecticut Sun playoff clash. I don't have a single starter who's ever played in a playoff game. We're all trying to figure out what we need, shared Fever head coach Christie sides before entering the regular season finale. For her, the utmost priority was to be cautious with the Fever's roster minutes on the court for the non-consequential game. But it seems she stumbled. Right after the Indiana Fever's 90-91 loss against the Mystics, Christie sides discussed the game during a post-game media conference. Just when she went down, I stroked out a little bit, so I made the decision right then, she shared. The Fever, with a 20-20 record and having already secured the number 6 seed, had no impact on their last game, yet sides still opted for Mitchell to play. As the first quarter neared a close following the Fever's impressive 18-2 run, Mitchell collided with a Mystics player and slowed down. Despite being initially injured, the team's leading scorer chose to stay in the game before heading to the locker room with Todd Champlin, the athletic trainer. Later, the two-time All-Star was seen benched with a brace on her left knee. With the playoffs just 3 days away, her injury raised questions about sides' coaching decision. Naturally, it left everyone speculating about the severity of her injury. However, all those speculations were put to rest as sides confirmed Kelsey's good. She's going to get ready for Sunday. Kelsey Mitchell is one of the dynamic duo. 2018 number 2 pick, Kelsey Mitchell, has always been a standout on the Fever's roster. Despite the arrival of the highly anticipated rookie Caitlin Clark, her gameplay has remained unaffected. In fact, she has been instrumental in helping Clark adjust to the league. With an average of 19.6 points per game, Mitchell ranks above Clark in scoring, yet she never misses an opportunity to support Clark on the court. Even head coach Christie sides admits they're just the dynamic duo. I mean, that's who they are. In the last game against the Dallas Wings, the duo combined for 65 points in their 65-51 minutes on the court. While Mitchell, a veteran, went 12 of 21 to add 30 illustrious points in the final regular season home game, Clark recorded a career-high 35 points. What led to that performance? It's nothing else but the pair themselves. As Clark revealed, there were moments in the game when they looked at each other, and unbeknownst to the Wings or even the crowd in the arena, they knew what to do next. This might have happened in the last game of the season against the Washington Mystics as well if Mitchell hadn't been injured. Though she still racked up 4 points in 5 minutes of gameplay before being benched at the end of the first quarter, there's still a long way to go, especially with playoff spots just 3 days away. Kelsey Mitchell injury update. Fever coach Christie sides reveals veteran star's status ahead of WNBA playoffs first round. Kelsey Mitchell injury scare, nothing major. Fever expect to have top scorer for playoffs. Washington, D.C. Christie sides was holding her breath when she saw the Indiana Fever's leading scorer on the ground under the basket. Kelsey Mitchell, who averages 19.6 points per game, got tangled with a defender in the first quarter in Thursday's regular season finale. She was slow to get up off the ground as play moved down to the other end of the court, and when she did get up, she was limping. Mitchell still managed to play, shaking out her left leg when she had a chance, for about a minute longer until a dead ball was called. Erica Wheeler subbed in, and Mitchell immediately went back to the locker room halfway through the first quarter. She returned to the bench at the beginning of the second quarter, wearing a knee brace for a short time before shedding it at the end of the bench. Mitchell didn't get back in the game, but it was precautionary. The Fever had locked in the number 6 seed no matter the result of Thursday night's game versus the Mystics, so sides didn't want to take any more chances. Kelsey is good, the Fever coach said. Once she went down, I just made the decision right then she was just going to get ready for Sunday. The Fever opened their best-of-3 series against Connecticut on the road at 3 p.m. Sunday. Mitchell has already suffered an injury to her left ankle ahead of the season, and that kept her out of training camp. This time around, Mitchell said it was generally on her left side, something she said she just needed to stretch out. I think it was just more like throughout the course of my left side, Mitchell told IndyStar. But I don't think anything major. I just think we have to be precautionary. Nothing major. Throughout the rest of the game, Mitchell jumped up and down with the bench after big shots and jogged out to meet her teammates during timeouts. She ended up playing just 4 minutes in the 92-91 loss, making both of her baskets for 4 points. Even without an injury, Sides wasn't planning to play her starters too much anyway. Lexi Hull was the longest starter on the floor, and she played just over 21 minutes. I was being precautionary, staying in the right mindset about the focus of the group and what's needed, Mitchell told IndyStar postgame. That was decisions made by our personnel, and it was cool to support my team. Washington, D.C. The Indiana Fever, playing backups most of the game, dropped their final game of the regular season 92-91 to the Washington Mystics on Thursday night. The game ultimately did not matter for the Fever, who finished the season at 20-20. They will be the number 6 seed in the playoffs, taking on Connecticut. The Sun secured the number 3 seed with a win over Chicago on Thursday night. Leading scorer Kelsey Mitchell fell under the basket midway through the first quarter after colliding with a Mystics player and was slow to get up. While she was able to get up and down the court, she was limping in her left leg. At one point, during an offensive possession, she tried to shake out her left leg. She checked out at the next dead ball and went back to the locker room with athletic trainers. She quickly returned to the bench by the second quarter and was briefly wearing a knee brace on her left knee, but she did not wee.